All right, guys. I'm not sure if you're ready for my level of class here.
Although Evan Williams, nice.
And it's a nice little handle too. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
I just found this in my cupboard. I have no idea whose it is, but we're going for it.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers to you.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by Poddex, DrinkWildBills.com, and GreaterOutsoft.com.
Yes.
10% off using the code BACON
But we're also
at checkout.
We're also brought to you by Manscaped.
Yeah, use the perfect package to clean your perfect package.
Also, they also have the premium line that has the deodorant as well as this stuff. This right here.
The body wash.
The body wash. I don't know about you guys, but I have this like love-hate relationship with bars of soap.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, man, I need a bar of soap. But then sometimes it's like body wash.
I like body wash at home. I like to bring a bar of soap with me when I travel.
Yes. Yeah, that makes total sense. And with that said, that Manscaped scent is to die for.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I use the lawnmower 4.0. Is it the 4.0 now?
It is the 4.0.
I use that not only on the beans, right? But I also use it on the pits. I am one of those people that I shave my armpits.
I groom the armpits.
Yeah.
I don't shave the armpits though.
I do. I get my arms too. Like
I can tell. You're very smooth.
You know what? I read somewhere once that like hair is a breeding ground for bacteria and that's why people stink. And then I lived in a van for so long that I was like, I'm showering at like the gym and stuff, but I'm not at the gym every day, clearly. And so especially back then. And so, I that just got in my head and I was like, okay, well, if the smell is coming from the things that are growing in the hair, if I get rid of the hair, it'll be easier to not smell. And it actually did work. It really did. I just got into the habit and I still have that habit. So I use the Lawnmower 4.0 on my arms, on my pits, on my beans.
I use it on the bean area.
Yeah.
I use it on the chest.
Yeah, I use it on the chest too.
On the belly.
Yep.
On the little belly.
It'd be weird if you did the chest and not the belly.
I've done that before.
Right.
So like back when I used like products that the battery ran out all the time.
Right.
Or that
you have shiny pecs and then a hairy bowling ball.
We're not water resistant. Water resistance
right.
is the key, and that's thank God for the lawnmower because it is water resistant.
It is indeed.
Just like it would short out and you get that owie.
Right.
Oh, I guess that's not happening today.
Right.
So go ahead to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD, get 20% off, get free shipping.
Do it.
And today we've got another long episode because
we do. So
last week we had a long episode because we got along with the dude. Today we have another long episode because we got along with the dude. So we have the singer guitar player of Alive in Barcelona, Jesse Barton.
Yep.
And it was cool as shit to talk to him.
It really was. And guys, if you just hate these long episodes, let us know. Shoot us a comment. Hashtag What's Your Bacon. Yeah, we'll try and cut them down. But a lot of times, the reason that something's longer, it's not because we're lazy. It's not because we have poor time management. It's because we're really getting along with somebody, and we feel like we're having a good conversation, and we're getting a lot of cool stuff out of them.
Right.
Anytime that the guest is talking more than us, I love it.
I don't like cutting those.
I don't either.
I don't like cutting that up.
Yeah.
And we ask him some questions, and dude was not one word answers.
No,
he went into it, man, and it was really cool. And so yeah, Jesse was awesome. So yeah, and I happen to really enjoy the band.
Yeah, the band's really good. Alive in Barcelona is a great band. Their EP Flatline is out now.
Yes.
At the time of recording, we have the singles Asphyxiate and we have Parasite. Those are the 2 singles that are out as of right now,
which are so fucking awesome.
Yeah, so right now,
really like it.
As of the time you're listening to this, those are the only things that we've actually heard, and they're great. Mm-hmm. So by now, you can actually listen to the entire EP. They have another single out, so definitely check all that out. He was a great chat, cool dude. Had a couple drinks with us, and we just had a really good time. We talked about motocross.
I totally didn't expect
which is
for
awesome,
that.
Which is awesome. I love that, man. I'm an X game addict.
I used to love the X Games, but like when he brought up that, he just kind of mentioned it in between episodes, and I latched onto it, and I was like,
yeah,
you were racing,
right?
What were you racing?
I'm glad you went into that because I was trying to think of when or how to get into that, and then you kind of popped right in, and I was like, all right, good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's super cool. Super cool guy. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we definitely should. When?
Now.
Okay.
Now here comes
Here it comes.
My radio voice.
Here it is.
Hi, everybody.
Hot.
Welcome to Bacon Is My Podcast. Today, we've got guitar player and vocalist of the band Alive in Barcelona. New record out right now. Jesse Barton. Yeah. What's going on, dude?
What's up? What's up, guys?
What's going on? Don't you love this part where we get to act like we're starting to talk to each other again?
We're talking to each other.
Introduction.
Hey, this is totally a different day. We're just wearing the same shit.
The last 30 minutes didn't actually happen.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Dude, we're stoked to have you on. The new record. I mean, so right now when we're recording this,
yes.
Asphyxiate and Parasite are out, and both of those are freaking awesome.
Killer, yeah.
Awesome songs. So
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear the next one. You guys worked with Brandon from Plot and You, correct? On some of this stuff?
Landon.
Landon, I'm sorry.
Yeah, from the Plot and You. Yeah, we all, most of us in this band love the Plot and You.
Yeah.
And they're a huge inspiration for us. So I just reached out to them on Instagram, honestly, and was like, hey, you guys toured with some of our label mates in Rivals, and I was like, I sent him a couple of the songs and was like, hey man, we should do some music together. And he listened to the last stuff and he fucking loved it, and so nice. He was all about giving it a shot, and it was probably the easiest collaborative effort process that I've ever been a part of. We've written songs with Steve Aiello from 30 Seconds to Mars and some other people, but this one was so much more of a collective effort instead of just Steve. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the process of before, but this one was so much more from the foundation of the song. He'd send me a couple ideas, I would be like, okay, this part's sick, let me change this part a little bit, and send it back to him, and we'd collectively work on it until the structure of the song was complete. When we did stuff with Stevie before, a lot of lyrics and stuff like that were kind of part of the deal. This was not like that. We only did the instrumental parts of the songs with Landon, which I think people will find interesting because I've had people compare my vocals to Landon a lot, on Parasite. And he didn't write any of that. We wrote 100% of the vocal stuff. And, when we did finally send him our finished product, with all of our vocals and stuff on there, he fucking loved it. So I think we're probably going to be doing some more with him in the future because, these are my favorite batch of songs we've ever done. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, just in the few interactions that I've had with them, we had them on the show at So What Fest. And, I actually went to the tour with Rivals
and then later found out that Landon was playing solo, and I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I could tell that he's more of that like super laid back, like let's just go back and forth until we get this right. Not that like, no, you need to change this and this needs to be this way. I could tell that he's probably a really awesome, laid back, try anything kind of songwriting partner.
And honestly, dude, like that dude is such a caliber musician that like it was almost a little bit intimidating at first, like when I approached him to be like, hey, do you want to work on this? Because like to me, the dude's a fucking genius when it comes to music. I mean, the guy literally can write music in any style, which is fucking crazy. You know, he's got rap songs out there, he's got acoustic stuff, he's got like, you know, fucking singer-songwriter shit, and then like the Plot in You, which is, you know, its own beast, and then like the old Plot in You, which was basically just like straight up fucking, you know,
metal,
like, brutal hardcore, you know.
Like
the dude can do it all. So like I think that like as far as the fact that he's got such a range vocally, I was like, man, I hope we can live up to this, you know. But like I sent it to him like even when we were in the studio and I was laying down my vocals, and he was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. So it was really nice to hear that from somebody that we look up to, and like, you know, have him treat us as equals and you know, be willing to do songs with us. It was awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Like I think sometimes it's easy to like forget that the people that we are listening to or approaching or that we look at and we are appreciative of their talent are also music fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like,
dude, I'll be honest, like, you know, when you do this all the time, like sometimes you just don't fucking want to listen to music anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like, fair, man. Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic, like I think I probably went like 18 months without even touching my guitar because it was like in my head, I was like, I just didn't see the point in like trying to create. It's just, it sounds backwards because like obviously we use our struggles and like the shit we're going through to like create in the first place. But like,
right.
You know, when I was looking at it from a business standpoint, I'm like, well, you know, we could write these songs and we probably should, but like, we don't know when the fucking world's opening back up or if it's going to implode tomorrow. And if we can't tour the songs that we're like trying to create, well, then the label's not going to put them out, because without the shows and being able to sell the records, then like, you know, why are they going to put the money into like doing physical duplication and all that shit? So like,
yeah, right.
But you know, that's part of what like where this EP came from, was the ability to like, you know, do this digitally and online and like not have to be on the road grinding to get these record sales, you know, keep the cost down, but like, you know, the maximum reach. But anyway, back to what I was saying was like during that 18 months, dude, I don't think I fucking like when music would come on, dude, I would just turn that shit off. It was just like, it was like a sore spot for me. I mean, I pretty much only listened to like podcasts and audiobooks for like almost 2 full years.
Wow. Yeah. You guys, so you were talking about putting together a new record and stuff like that. You guys were in a really like weird position because you had a nice break between your record and then a record and then the last record you put out, which had come out in February of 2020, and then in March everything got shut down.
Actually, no, it's February 2019 that it came out. So we actually we toured like from February all the way through the very end of August of that year. And like by the end of that, dude, like so our last show was in Portland, and my wife had like driven down there like as a surprise because it's like 8 hours or something. You know, I hadn't seen her in 5 weeks. Or maybe even longer. And so she drove down there to like go to the last show to like surprise us. And after that show, like most of my members hopped on planes and flew back to their respective parts of the country, which left like me and Colton, our bass player, to drive the bus home. Well, we took a day after like a vacation day after that last show, and we went over to the coast to like go to the ocean and just chill out for a little bit. And on the way back, some dude hit us like going fucking 65 miles an hour like just fucking T-boned us, like knocked us into oncoming traffic. We almost had a head on. It was like super fucking scary and like totaled our car. You know, now we're stuck in Portland. Luckily we had the band vehicle, so we were able to drive that home. But like it was a long ass year, dude. 2019, we were on tour from February to the end of August, and then got in that car wreck, and then came home and like did a bunch of physical therapy and all this shit. And like, so by the end of that year, like we were pretty beat. And then we took like until April of 2020 to like plan what's going next. And literally 2 days before we fucking left for tour, the first show canceled because it was Seattle, and that's like where the first COVID outbreak happened, was Washington State. So like that one dropped, and we're like, okay, like what's gonna happen? And within like 2 more days, dude, like by the day we were leaving for tour, everything fucking canceled. And so yeah, dude, we didn't know what we were doing. I mean, we felt like we were finally, after all these years, like having our break, so to speak. Like 2019 comes out, we fucking sell a shitload of records, do Billboard charts, all this stuff. And we're like riding that wave, and then going to tour in 2023, do some extra festivals, all this stuff. And then, yeah, it just completely fucking shit just hit the fan. And, you know, now it's been 3 fucking years since the record came out, and this is the first thing that's come out. So yeah, it almost felt like for a moment that the band was like a distant memory, you know, because I mean, shit was just shut down. So that this EP means more to us than I think anything we've done, because of the fact that like it, you know, we're back, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
What was that first, like your first experience of being back? You know what I mean? Like for some people I know, for me, it wasn't until we did a show, and then we were on stage and we were doing a show, and it was like, oh my God, there's people here. Oh my God, there's a show. Like I couldn't even like I almost like lost my shit, because it had been years since I'd been on a stage. And then I've talked to other people where it was like, you know, we really, once we started batting around ideas and sending stuff back and forth to write, it became like we started to feel like, okay, we're still back. You know, when did you feel comfortable? When did you feel like, okay, fuck, we're okay, things are gonna be okay?
I think when we were writing the songs, it didn't feel like that. It more felt like still pretty iffy, of like, okay, well, we got these songs, but like, what are we gonna do with them?
Right.
And so like even when we got together to record, the reason I said earlier that like the first time we all were together was Nashville is because like when we go to record, like I can pretty much do all the guitar stuff, all the bass stuff. My drummer lives here, so he, you know, can do that. So it can pretty much be myself, and then Chase, our drummer, and Matt, our vocalist, and we can do all of the recording process. So like, you know, Cameron wasn't here for that. So like my first glimpse of being like, okay, we're back, was when we went to shoot the video for Parasite in Nashville, because it was the first time we'd all been together since tour in 2019. And like, even just, you know, you're not actually playing the songs when you shoot a music video, obviously, but like, even just like being in the fucking like environment and like playing the role was like, okay, dude, this is what we've been missing for the last 3 years, you know, like it fucking feels good to be back. But like, honestly, our first show back, which was like, I think a month ago now, we did a hometown show.
I saw it was sold out. Sold out show, man.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a super big cap. I think it was like a 150 or 200 cap room, but like, you know, yeah, dude, it was. I mean, everybody there was there. I shouldn't say everybody there was there for us, but like the vast majority of people there came to fucking see us, and like it went off. I mean, dude, I was so nervous, honestly. Like, I was so fucking nervous going into that show that like the 2 nights before the show, I didn't fucking sleep at all, because. Oh, wow. You know, like, you know, 3 of us had been practicing for 2 months to like remember the songs and like get the stamina back and shit. Like, and, you know, we felt pretty good about that, but we hadn't done it with vocals, with our vocalist, Matt, until like 4 days before the show when he flew up. And like, it was pretty rough at first, you know, it wasn't like, you know, I guess it's kind of like riding a bicycle, but at the same time, like, when you don't have the fucking stamina that you used to, like, it was pretty rough. So, like, we had the first practice was like, I'd probably give it like a 70% like grade, and then the next practice was like 80, and I was like, okay, you know, like, it's not perfect, but it's fucking passable. Like, I'll take it.
Right.
The next practice was like fucking terrible, dude. Like I was so fucking stressed out after that I was like, we're gonna fucking blow this, dude. Like, and then we had a day off, which was the day before the show. We decided like, a week in advance, we weren't gonna practice that day. So like in my head, I'm like, this is gonna fucking suck. So then like the day of the show, after I hadn't slept for 2 fucking nights because I was like, my stomach was in knots. I was so stressed out.
Which is also great for stamina and vocals.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, I just as much as this Evan Williams is good for my vocals. No sleep. But the day of, we ran 3 songs before we loaded all of our gear up and like went to the show, and like it was a huge relief, dude, because I'd give it like a 90%,
Nice.
Like having that day. I think it was just going 4 days straight or 3 days straight or whatever, like just wore us out. And then taking that 1 day break definitely was like a good thing to do. But anyway, so we go to the show. It's been, we've only been a band since 2016. 3 of those were basically spent writing a record, doing some tours, but like 2019 was all in. And then the second half of the entire time we were a band, we didn't fucking see each other. So it felt like eternity, dude. Like we've been playing shows together since we were like kids, dude. I mean, 12 years. So this is the longest we have ever gone without playing a show was 3 years. And I was like, I don't know if I remember how to fucking do this, I mean, people were fucking pouring into the venue. People were pouring into the venue, dude, and I'm like shitting bricks. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking stressed out. Like, someone give me a beer. And when we finished that first song, dude, and like it erupted, like it was so loud in there that I couldn't even hear our vocals like through the monitors anymore because people were like loving it. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, dude, we're fucking back.
Nice. That's awesome.
My first show back, man, I was telling him, I was just like, it was this past February, was it?
Yeah.
And I was just in my head the whole time. And I get what you're saying about the whole like rehearsals and practice and stuff like that. You absolutely, when you practice too much, when you're like cramming things in, that usually that rehearsal just before you go back is it's there to fuck you up, to be like, this is gonna suck.
Dude, it's like that. It's like that fucking scene from Big Daddy where the dude just like hucks the stick out in front of the rollerblader. Like that's
right. Yeah, exactly.
I felt like I was falling flat on my face, dude. I'm like, fuck me, man. Yeah, it was rough. But yeah, dude, our set list, like I want to say that the third song was Asphyxiate, which like all the old songs, dude, we played a million times. We were playing this shit 6 days a week for a fucking like for years,
Yeah. Right.
So the 3 new ones were definitely like the hardest learning curve because like even through the videos and everything, like we'd all done, recording, it all been one person at a time. We'd never been in the room to play these together. So it was like, you know what I mean? So like, I mean, and again, we, myself and Chase and Colton, we were practicing for 2 months, but without vocals, which is a huge part of the new songs. Like, we just didn't know what we were getting into. So the third song in was Asphyxiate, which to me was the one that I thought was going to be the biggest like hurdle to get across because, a lot of the chug patterns and stuff like are super hard for me to do the correct chug patterns while also screaming a different pattern. Like in the past, I'd always written vocals to make sure that I could play them, like play the guitar and do the vocals. Like, and there's one part in Asphyxiate that like throws me off every fucking time. So anyway, so that was the song that I was like, if we make it past this, like the show's gonna go fine. And I think it was the best song in the whole set. We had videographers there and shit, and I went back and listened to it later and was like, I was like so proud of us for just nailing every part of that song, And I was like, as soon as that song was over, I was like, fuck yeah, we got this, man. Like, it's going to be fine. And yeah, dude, it was awesome. I mean, that's probably, we played a shitload of shows all around the country. And normally when we play at home, we play at the Knitting Factory, which is like a 1,500 cap room. Mm-hmm. And this is the first show that we haven't played the Knitting Factory in like probably almost the whole time we've been alive in Barcelona. So like, it felt like a smaller show, but I would do that over again instead of like having 150 or 200 people that are like fucking diehards cram in that little space and be like nut to butt right in front of your face, I'll take that all day over 1,500 people in a fucking big room behind a barricade, you know?
Energy had to be nuts, man. I bet
it was fucking awesome. It was really cool.
I think it's funny that you bring up the playing the different part that you're singing.
I was going to bring that up too.
When I listened to the song, I wondered that because I know that you had two people singing, and I was trying to like on that song. I was just trying to listen to see like, okay, who's doing what part, and I probably know exactly the part you're thinking about because I also play guitar and sing, and I remember listening to it and go, fuck, how's he?
Yeah, dude, it's like
that.
I'd call it like the post chorus or like. The second half of the chorus, which only
yep.
Like, this exactly. Oxygen is too thick to breathe because the guitar part's going like da 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 da, and then you're trying to sing like a fucking normal thing over it.
Right.
With a bunch of palm mutes and staccato parts, it's like, yeah, it fucks me up. I can play it totally fine if I'm not screaming it, but like honestly, what I have to do for that is like basically just ring out the note and then sing my part and then switch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
yeah.
Our backing, like our second guitar is on the track when Cameron's not here, so like that's still playing the part. So no one knows the fucking difference anyway.
Nice.
You know?
I have that same issue. So like my band like we had a guitar player, so I wrote the record basically, and then my drummer is like the next other official member.
Right.
We got other members. Then I'm like, oh shit, I got a guitar player. I can get silly. And I started doing exactly that. And then guitar player left, bass player left. And I just kept writing just like that, just being like, oh, fuck it. Let's do it.
Right.
First show back again. We didn't have a guitar player. And I was like, oh, I got to figure this out, huh?
Right.
Yeah, dude. It's like I said before, you know, in our old band, like, which was the Persevering Promise, like we wrote all those songs in a room together, like just fucking playing over and over and over and over again. Right. So we like had songs done. Which there's something to be said for that because like I feel like there's more feel in the songs, I would say, but you get to the studio and nobody knows what the fuck they're actually doing. Like the guitar player and the drummer are playing totally different rhythms, and they don't mesh when you're hearing it like clean. You know, when you're doing this through a PA, no one knows.
Those songs
like
get rewritten in the studio.
Yeah, and then like, and for us, dude, like Chase hates having his parts changed. Like, so doing it when he's like, when there's a hot mic already and like record buttons on and being like, no, play it like this. Fuck your muscle memory. Just do it this way instead. Like, it was always so stressful. So now, like, you know, especially since we live further apart and we live in the internet age and DAWs have become so much more creative. Like all of this shit is written on like me sitting down at the computer with my Pro Tools rig, hashing it out, sending it to Chase to program drums first, and then sending it to Matt for him to write the lyrics and the melodies the way he hears them. And then he flies up here to me and we sit in my room and we fucking like lay down some scratch vocals, and then him and I will rework it until we think it's like where we're both happy with it. And then we'll go to the studio and like do real drums, do real vocals, reamp all the guitar stuff that I've already tracked. But like everybody knows exactly what they're going to play when we get there, you know? Like, so the studio process is so much better because there's not all that fighting and bickering of like, oh no, I'm playing it like this. You need to do it like that. You know what I mean? So all of that shit is like all the guesswork is taken out of it, but you're never actually in a room playing it together to know that you're going to have this fucking,
you're going to be okay.
Of like playing one rhythm while singing that part, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Did you run into this during this writing process? Because, you know, pandemic hits and, you know, my drummer's like, all right, well, I need to figure out this DAW stuff and, you know, whatever. And how did you write drums and stuff? So I taught him Stephen Slate and MIDI and all that stuff.
That's what I used to do is SSD.
Yeah. Okay. And he wrote something to something we had already. And I was like, sweet, that's great. You're going to have to play that eventually. Right. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Did Chase ever like hit one of those things where he's like, fuck, what did I just write?
I don't think so, but like usually since like him and I aren't sitting, I mean, he lives right down the road, so he can come over whenever he wants. But like usually like when I'm in my creative zone, it's just me in a room. Like, you know, maybe have a whiskey, maybe smoke a joint or something, and like fucking, you know, lay this shit down. And so like I'm usually programming the bare bones of like what I think the drum structure should be. So like the only things that we've really run into, I mean, he never really writes anything he can't play, but I'll write shit that like not being a drummer doesn't make any sense. Like I'll be fucking, you know, I'll have like a hi-hat hit with a fucking crash, but also like a snare hit, which is impossible to play. So like, you know, or something like that. So like he'll go back through there and like try to like think about how he's actually going to play it and then like fix the parts based on that. Also for the last like probably 2 years, or 2 years ago, he bought a really nice Roland kit that we can just plug in and actually record the MIDI.
That's
so like
awesome.
He can literally just record it the way and like that gives it a lot more of the human feel instead of just programming it. And then we'll just quantize that shit and bring it in. And then like I don't think we've ever put out a song that doesn't have real drums on it. So he then still goes to the studio and like we put legit drums down. So it actually feels real instead of just being like a fucking, you know, all in the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So
cool.
Don't go away. We'll be back right after these messages.
What's up, guys? Going to talk to you a little bit about our sponsors real quick. Just want to start off with grillyourassoff.com. If you are going into grilling season like we are, then you know that you always need a little rub. You always need a little sauce. You need something that's going to help your grilling get better. Help those chicken breasts, right? They get a little dry sometimes. You want to make sure you're saucing them up. You want to make sure those ribs have got a nice dry rub and a saucy rub. Go to grillyourassoff.com. Check it out. I've used their stuff. It's delicious. 10% off with the promo code BACON.
Another place you can go to get 10% off with that promo code, drinkwildbills.com. They've got delicious sodas. They've got all sorts of different flavors, from sarsaparilla to birch beer to you name it. You got your root beers, you got your cream sodas, you got your creamsicles.
Yeah. Sugar-free for you guys. Watching the waistline.
Indeed. And also, they've got some great jerky stuff. They've got the brisket bites are A+.
Indeed.
A+. And if you go there, go to drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, get 10% off.
One more place you can use that same promo code BACON is our oldest sponsor, Poddex. If you're a podcaster, if you are a budding interviewer, if you are just somebody that has a hard time talking to people every now and then, or want to do something fun with your friends, check out poddex.com. They have these decks of cards, 50 cards per deck, 50 questions. Check it out. Learn things about your friends, learn things about people, learn how to talk a little bit more and be a little bit more comfortable. Always use the promo code BACON. Again, to get 10% off your order. They got cool swag too.
Indeed. And last but not least, of course, always frame the balls.
Yes.
Is that what you do? Frame the balls.
Frame the balls?
Well,
You could frame the balls.
You could. But if you got a bush, it's just not. It's the summer.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Use the Lawnmower 4.0. Use the perfect package and go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD. You get 20% off your order. And they've got all sorts of great stuff if you're a guy who's looking to feel so fresh and so clean.
Indeed. And not only do you get 20% off, but you also get free shipping.
Free shipping?
Shine up those balls. Get rid of that bush. Clean yourself up. And if you don't clean yourself up, start.
Yeah.
Bacon Pod. 20% off. Free shipping. Check it out. Thank you to our sponsors. Thanks for hanging out. What's your bacon?
Hey guys, this is Danny and Slade from Ann Arbor. You can find us on all of our social media at Ann Arbor, and you have been consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
Now you mentioned something about being at a racetrack last night. So what do you race?
I race dirt bikes, like motocross and supercross, and I do a little bit of freestyle too. Like, in fact, yesterday when we went out to the track, I mean, it's only, I mean, dude, let me see if I can fucking show you guys this shit. Hold on. I mean, I'm sure it's probably cold there too, but like, it's fucking gloomy out there. I don't know if you can see it, but like, it's probably like fucking, I don't know, 40 degrees today, and they're actually still out there racing. Like, I came home because my race was over, or my supercross race was over, and they're doing like a fucking 3-hour marathon race out there right now. but like a bunch of my friends are still out there racing. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, like I do freestyle too, like I said, which is like tricks and shit like that, hitting ramps. And my buddy that owns all that stuff out there was like, hey man, like we also had our award ceremony where I got my championship trophy for winning like a fucking championship this year for old guy class, 25 plus, which I'm stoked on because it's my first one. Nice. But anyway, he was like, hey man, after the award ceremony, like, you think that you can help me like roll the square bag up? And the square bag is this giant fucking 60 by 40 or 60 by 60, 14-foot tall, like fucking airbag that we can practice tricks into, so we're not killing ourselves to dirt.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I use the thing probably more than anybody else out there, like even more than the owner. The owner, like the guy that owns the bag, fucking hates the bag because he's hurt himself in it like a bunch. So I use it more than he does. And so he was like, hey man, like, you think after the award ceremony, like, you can, you know, help me roll, like we basically have to fucking fold it and roll this fucking 2,000 pound thing up so that it's not like getting fucked up all winter. So I was like, yes, but my buddy Berto all year has been talking about trying to do a backflip. And so I was like, Matt, yeah, we'll help you with the square bag, but before we fucking roll that up, pump that shit up, dude, we're going to make Berto do a backflip. And so nice. I text Berto when I'm standing there signing up for my race, and I was like, get your gear on. And it was like an hour before practice. He's like, really? Like, why? I go over there. I got a fucking death waiver for him to sign. That's like, if you hurt yourself, like, it's not on the track, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And one of our other buddies, Wes, was like, well, if he's going to do it, like, I'm not going to let him beat me to it. I got to fucking do it too. So I actually got two of my buddies to do backflips on dirt bikes yesterday. But of course,
both successful.
Well, I'll get there. So me being the only guy that's actually done a backflip of the three of us, like, you know, I've probably done like 30 or 40 of them. And they've all been slightly different setups. Like the first one I did was 75 feet on a regular like freestyle comp ramp, which is like a competition ramp. And that was 2 years ago, and I have not hit a 75-foot backflip since then because it's like a lot of fucking forward momentum and shit, like if you fuck it up. And so all year I've been doing these super kicker flips, which is like the ramp's almost right up against the bag, and you just hit it in first gear, and you basically like ride as slow as you can up to this thing and just fucking nail the throttle like right at the bottom of the ramp, lean back at the top, and like the motor basically does the flip for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So the ramp yesterday was like neither of those things. Like it was the original ramp that I flipped at 75 feet, but put to like 55 feet, and then like with three or 4 feet of dirt under the front to like really prop it up. And so I'd never flipped it before. So of course, you know, me telling them to do it, they're like, well, we got to see you do it first. So I'm pretty fucking nervous too, because I haven't done a flip. Like I've never fucking flipped the ramp before. And like, I
through your head, you're like, we're about to go back on tour. We're about to
well, dude, I actually wasn't racing for like a while before the first show because I broke my wrist. I've broken my ankles 3 times. Like I've fucking broken my ribs. And so like I was really nervous about getting hurt before my show, you know? So I didn't ride like leading up to the show. Now I don't have any of those worries because there's like nothing on the docket right now for the rest of the year. So I'm like, yeah, let's go fucking do backflips. So
nice.
So I did a one straight jump. I did like one seat grab, I think. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. And I fucking nailed it, dude. Like perfect flip, first try. Nice. I was stoked on it too because, like I said, I haven't done one in months, and so now now they're fucking. It's their turn, and like so when you do a backflip, it's not like a trampoline where like you're fucking arching your back and like trying to spot your landing with your head. You're actually like you kind of like lean back as far as you can and lock your arms, but you look like I don't know, probably like 10 o'clock or something. And then you just stick that position until the flip's going to come around. When you fucking pull forward and you lean back like that, you're actually stopping the rotation. And so, like, the one thing I always tell people is, like, don't fucking do that. Like, don't go dick to handlebars. You need to lean back. And so, Berto, first one up, dude, never tried a backflip ever before. He's fucking shaking because he's, like, so nervous. And he fucking goes off the ramp perfect. And like the pull was great, and then he goes dick to handlebars, and he's barely bringing it around, dude. He's got the throttle wide fucking open, which that rear wheel spinning will bring you around. Yeah. But just full fucking panic grab, dude. But he made it first try. Fucking
nice. Hell yeah.
And then my buddy Wes and Berto rides a 250, and Wes and I ride 450s, and the 450 has so much torque that, like I said, you can fucking use the throttle to do the flip. Whereas the 250 doesn't have that torque, so you really got to work for it. Well, so Wes is up next on the 450, and I'm expecting him to, like, nail it. And, dude, first run up, he's going way too slow, doesn't give it the throttle to bring him around, and, like, he makes it, like, halfway, and it's not coming around, and he realizes, like, he needs to fucking rev it to, like, try to get it around. And he probably makes it like 2/3 of the way around, right on his neck. And like it's an airbag, but it still fucking hurts.
No, it hurts.
Oh yeah.
So like he gets out. Well, he run over there and make sure he's okay. He's like, dude, my neck. Like he's all fucked up, but adrenaline's still going. And it's like, one thing about racing or like riding anything, if you crash, like you got to get back up and do whatever you were just doing again, or you will be afraid.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So, so we're like, dude, I know you're hurting, but like. You're not going to do this again in 30 minutes. Like, just go try it again. And he fucking, it wasn't perfect, dude, but he got it around the next time. And it was a Halloween race, so he's dressed as fucking Mario, dude. He's got like, he's got a Mario hat on top of his fucking helmet and like full get up. He's even wearing the like white gloves over his.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nails the flip like that his first one, dude. It was pretty epic.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I raced motocross, I raced supercross, I do some freestyle. It's kind of been what I've used to find community outside of music when I'm not able to tour. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like my other family is my moto family.
How'd you get started in that? Like, is it something you've always done since you were younger?
When I was like 7, dude, I came outside when I was like 7 years old. My dad had bought some fucking bike from somewhere, and it was like an old bike, dude. It had metal tank, metal fenders, dual shock in the back. It was like a 1980s bike. Nice. And then eventually he got me something more modern and newer, and I loved it as a kid. I was on my bike like all the time. I had 20 acres growing up. I lived close enough to walk to school, but it was technically not the city that I lived. Like I had like a 1/4-mile driveway or something. And once we got up there, it was like a bunch of, we had a big ass field that I had a track in, and I had my own ramp growing up. And so I was on my bike all the time. I mean, it was before we had the internet. And like, even before I played guitar, I was riding. And when I got a little bit older and started getting into, girls and music and stuff, I stopped riding entirely. And I didn't touch a bike again until I think I was like 27 or 20. Yeah, something like that. 27, I think.
Yeah.
And I had a Harley that I had 3 Harleys at the time, and I had one that I bought from a dude that had wrecked it, and he fucked himself up really good and stopped riding. And it was something that my brother and I bought together, but we both couldn't ride the bike at the same time. So like we're like, let's fucking sell this one. We ended up trading that Harley for 2 dirt bikes for him and I both to get back into it. Mm-hmm. And so that's like what started it. And at first I was like, coming home from tour and like signing up for whatever fucking event there was. So I was doing like enduro cross, which is like rocks and logs and giant tires, you know, like
Wow,
just
okay.
to be on a bike. I'd do that one time, and then I'd go back on the road. I'd come back and fucking sign up for a supercross or like a hare scramble or something, which is the endurance race they're doing right now. And eventually I realized that I hated all that other shit. I just wanted to hit jumps and go fast. So like I started, you know, doing a little bit of freestyle and then the supercross and motocross. And like a couple times I fucked myself up and like it was not good because, you know, we had tours and stuff lined up. In fact, the very first day I was on a bike again in like over a decade, I'm out there showing off, doing wheelies, and I fucking loop it out and break my wrist in like 4 places. Oh. And it was like, I'd never broken a bone before. So I thought I was invincible before that, you know?
Yeah.
And dude, like the orthopedic surgeon happened to be a musician, and he had an acoustic guitar in the fucking office. So he literally had me hold the guitar neck while he molded the cast so I could still fucking play.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So like that saved us, because without that we were going to be canceling tours, you know?
Right.
So like, and then I had my cast off for like 2 weeks. I fucking went out and broke my ankle like severely. And at the time I didn't have any insurance or anything. I'd just been in a cast. And I fucking hated every moment of it. Like the thing stunk. Like I couldn't fucking shower. I hated it. So they put me in this boot, and then they're like, you need to go get a fucking MRI and like probably gonna have to have surgery and blah blah blah. And I, like, being an idiot, was like, fuck all that. I'm gonna wear this boot. And I did that, and it it healed fucked up, and it took 18 months for me to recover from that one. And like,
wow.
It's not that I couldn't walk and stuff, but I was like in fucking pain every day for almost 2 years.
Did they have to re-break it or anything like that to get it to set right? Or is it...
But like the bone I broke was my talus bone, which is like the biggest bone in your ankle. And like it's basically where the tibia and fibia come down. It's the bone right there before all your fucking like your foot bones.
Gotcha,
and the way I broke it, like, which is odd because when I broke my scaphoid in my wrist, it was the same type of thing where the bone itself has circulation going into it. But like if you break it, the circulation stops there. So the part of the bone that's broken off doesn't have any blood flow and can die. And they have to fucking remove it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So like I was tripped out about that for a while. And I thought I was going to have to like, I had a butt when I was touring with Escape the Fate. Our bus driver at the time was this guy named Miles Richmond. And he was a freestyle motocross dude that I used to grow up watching on X Games. And he had a really bad fucking fall in X Games where he fell like 40 feet out of the sky because the bike stalled, and he broke his femur and shattered that same bone that I did, but they fused it. And he was the only one I knew that had broke it. So I texted him and was like, dude, like, what do I do? You know, should I fucking go? You know, they're talking about fusing my ankle so I can't move it anymore. And like, he's like, don't fucking do that. Like, deal with the pain for as many years as it takes to not have to have that happen, because like it completely ended his career. He walks with a limp now, you know? And so like I just stuck it out, and that made shows like really rough for a while, dude. Like I'd come off, you know, cause we have a lot of movement in our shit. We're jumping all the time. And I'd come off the fucking stage, dude, and my ankle would be like twice the size of normal. Like, and just be full of fucking fluid and stuff from all the inflammation. And yeah, it was brutal. So anyway, like I've been trying to, like, you know, when I have music stuff, kind of play it safe and maybe not go hit ramps and do all that stuff. And then, like I said, with the show that we just did, like I was still in my Supercross season. And like, if you miss a certain amount of races, you're no longer like eligible for awards and that kind of stuff. So like, I still had to keep showing up, but like, I was definitely with like holding back, which I hated, because then I was like, it wasn't like I was losing on purpose, but I wasn't giving it my all because I knew I had a show coming up. So like, I wasn't even having fun, like for some of the end of the races, like at the end of the season races. And so anyway, so yeah, I was like doing that shit between tours and stuff. And then, you know, started doing these seasons since we haven't been able to like tour. And, yeah, yesterday was the first time I've even ridden since my show, and we went fucking balls to the wall, dude. I went out there and just gave it a backflip. Nailed a backflip, dude. And then went and signed up for a race, and I got second overall in both my races, which, you know, I was happy with. I felt as good as I felt on a bike in months. So it was a good time.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's my other passion besides music, dude. Is like I just like it. Something about being on a motorcycle and going super fast and jumping through the air and shit. Like you just forget about all the other shit that sucks in your life. You know.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, yeah, you have no choice because you're like, okay, I got to rotate. I got to make sure that I'm staying straight here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not like, shit, I forgot to pay the fucking mortgage, Like, oh, man.
Yeah. Well, if it was a good, if you didn't sign a death waiver,
right,
could have gotten a pretty decent lawsuit to pay that mortgage.
No shit, right? Yeah, dude. I know. I'm a fucking idiot, man. I haven't had health insurance since I was 14 years old, and every time I go out there, dude, especially as I get older, like, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fuck myself up bad one of these times. Like, especially trying these backflips and shit, But waiting for November, 2 more days, I can sign up for my fucking state healthcare. So maybe we'll
you are a braver man than I. I used to BMX, and I tried a backflip once, and I also had shows, and I bit it on that first attempt at a backflip, and I was like, all right. I guess that's the end of my backflips. I don't need to try this.
Were you like BMX racing or like skate?
No, I was skate park stuff. Yeah,
dude, I did that too. I mean, when I was growing up, it was always on my bike or always on my dirt bike, and for me, I always felt like bicycles felt more dangerous because like a motorcycle, like there's so much weight there that you can kind of counterbalance like some of your fuck ups. So like you don't land perfect.
Sense,
you start to like go off the side of the bike or whatever. Like on a BMX bike, I always just felt like you were hitting the ground, but like a dirt bike has its own forward momentum and stuff. So I always just felt safer on that, which probably is backwards, but
I don't know. I don't know. Your logic makes sense. It makes sense to me.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I never tried a backflip on a bike when I was a kid. I was, I fucking loved X Games growing up. Like
me too.
I remember when Carey Hart did the first backflip on a dirt bike.
Yes,
that was like a fucking game changer because
it blew my mind.
Dude, before that, like I wanted to be a freestyle guy. Like I wanted to fucking do seat grabs and shit like that.
Right.
But like, and I would go out in like my local fucking gravel pits and like, do fucking nothings and cans and stuff. But like,
right.
When the backflip happened, I was like, okay, I gotta find something else to do because I'm not gonna fucking do that. And now all these years later, we got all shit to make it a little bit safer, like the fucking square bags and even an airbag landing, which my buddy's got. Like my buddy Matt does freestyle shows, like, and it's funny at the beginning of the year, like I first decided I wanted to like try to take some freestyle shit seriously. Like I'd hit ramps before, but like when I get up there at fucking 40 feet, hitting that 75-foot gap, like the only thing I'm worried about is making the fucking gap. So like I never ever felt comfortable to like even take a hand off, So this year was like the first time I'd ever done any tricks or anything other than the one backflip that I did a couple years ago. And so anyway, so I learned a few tricks or whatever, and like I think I had like a fucking knack and a can, and that was all I had. And my buddy Matt was like just starting his, he got his own square bag. He's selling his own shows for like, freestyle events or whatever. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey man, so I think I need you to do a show with me like in like a month and a half." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I got my 2 tricks.
I got 2 tricks. You want me to do that like fucking 6 times over and over again?" He's like, "No, man. Like you got a month. You'll learn a couple more or whatever." And I was like, it kind of like lit a fire under me, but at the same time, I was like, "Dude, you better put me in like the very furthest backup position because like you want to find anybody else but me. Like I'm not fucking ready.
Build a routine, man. You can do it. It's a month."
Yeah. That's basically. I mean, and meanwhile, he's got like the dude flips all day, you know what I mean? He's got multiple upside down flip tricks and stuff and like all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, so like that was the first time that I was like, oh, and he was gonna pay me like fucking $1,500 to do 6 jumps or like twice. Damn. So I was like, okay, that was the first time I was like,
I'll put together a routine.
I'll figure it out. So and it ended up not happening. He found somebody else to do it, and then I was so focused on the band that I'd go out there and I'd start getting, I learned some seat grabs and some double grabs and shit. And like, but every time I'd go to like progress, either the ramp would get moved because he was doing a show or I'd have something with the band. I'm like, I can't get hurt.
Right.
Yeah. So like, I just put all that on the back burner. But like, I decided after my last race, not yesterday's race, but the last race of the official season, that next year I'm not gonna worry so much about like doing these like full series, like for points and all that. I'm just gonna race for fun. I got my championship this year, so I'm good. I'll just do it for fun, and then I'm gonna focus on doing freestyle next year, and hopefully start doing some freestyle shows in 2023.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Because like, if I can just play music and fucking flip dirt bikes, like. I don't want to ever do
that's life.
Again.
That's everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. The closest thing I get to BMX and dirt biking, and I'm quite good, is Excite Bike.
Excite Bike,
dude. On 64?
No, on Nintendo.
He didn't go so. He didn't go as far as 64.
No. Like NES.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know they still made that game. I had the original one on the fucking on N64, and that game was dope as fuck.
No, the original one was on Nintendo Entertainment System, and you used to be able to make your own
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one. It's like you're like on an oval track, like a runner's track, and they're just like triangle wedges that you're jumping.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Or you could create your own your own track, and then you could put those like. It was like this big ramp, and then this one side was like a partial bridge, and underneath was a little traffic light. I used to put all of those, and
dude, I still have my original Nintendo, like, and Duck Hunt and all that shit. I still got that.
Nice.
Yeah.
My first console though, I think, was a Sega Genesis, dude, and I think I still got that somewhere too.
I played the shit out of a Sega Genesis, man.
I love Sega Genesis. I was a Genesis guy. I wasn't a Super Nintendo guy. I was a Sega Genesis.
And then I still have my original PS1 as well.
Wow, nice.
Cool borders.
I don't play video games anymore, dude. Like every time I'm playing, I'm like, fuck, I got something I got to do, and I start hating myself for wasting time playing video games.
When I like got back, like I don't get to play video games very often. But Prime Day a little while ago, I'm like, dude, I got the new Spider-Man for PS4, and he's like, which one? I was like, it was only like $18, and I got it. It's new. It's like 5 years old, and he's like, dude, that's an old game.
It's great.
They're working on the third.
Already. Yeah, right.
Like,
dude, Colton in my band, that's all he does is play video games, like literally sun up to sundown. I should actually say sundown to sun up because I think he's always up during the night playing and like but he streams it, makes a little money doing that. And then Matt in my band, like, yeah, they're both actually everybody else in my Cameron in my band, the other guitar player, works for Epic Games.
Wow, okay, cool.
Okay.
He's only like 23 years old, but he's got his doctorate degree, and and he's working for Epic Games as like an impact, study, like what are these video games doing to kids, like he's working on it for that. But yeah, everybody else in my band fucking loves video games, and none of them will ever fucking get on a dirt bike to save their lives. I'm like the exact opposite. I don't want to play video games. I want to do this shit in real life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like even like I always like Call of Duty and stuff. Like back in the day, I loved playing zombies and shit. Right. Now, dude, like these kids just don't fucking do anything with their lives other than play video games. So I go on there and like before I even know what happens, I'm dead. And I just and I'm dead again. And I'm like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play.
I don't do the online shit.
I don't like playing with other people.
Yeah, dude, I gotta play the bots and put it like on easy so I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm out of that.
Well,
I don't need the smack talk from some 8-year-old in Germany.
Yeah. Fuck you, guy.
He's like, yeah, your mother's a whore. I'm like, dude, you spend too much time on the internet, man. I got no other guess for you than that.
Well, speaking of paying bills,
right?
By playing games, we have a company, right?
Okay.
Called Poddex, right?
And they sponsor us.
They help sponsor this show. And what they do is they create decks of cards. And within each deck of cards are 50 cards. And within each card is a question. And what we like to do is have our guests. Fuck you, Jim. Fuck you.
No, you're doing great.
I know I am. Fuck you, Jim. What we like to do is have our guests pick a deck and then pick a random question from that deck. So today, your choices are the episode deck, interview deck 2, would you rather, what the heck, what the fuck, and how dare you?
I feel like I got to go with Wait, can I do 2 or just 1?
Whatever you want, buddy.
I want to do what the fuck and wait, say those first ones again.
Episode deck, interview deck 2. What the heck? Would you rather?
Oh yeah, would you rather? So would you rather and what the fuck?
All right.
Wow, this is the first time we're getting somebody that wants to do.
We're getting a duo. I like it.
Dude, I have Evan Williams kicking in, man. I'm ready.
There you go. Now, the disclaimer here for these is that really these questions could either be completely benign G-rated questions, or they could literally be like, "What did you just say to me?"
Yeah, he could ask you, and you could be like, "You're not my real dad."
Right. They could go either way. So you never really know what we're gonna get. I will say that to everybody that's listening, you can go to poddex.com. You can check out these decks as well as many other ones. They come out with new ones all the time. They also have an app. They also have a lot of swag. Their t-shirts don't make your nipples itchy. They're nice.
Drax approved.
All good things. So you can check those out. Fill up your cart. Use the promo code BACON.
Because everything is better with bacon.
And get 10% off your entire order and help the show a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it just helps the show a little bit.
Indeed. Wow. So we're going to go, I think we're going to do Would You Rather first.
Would you rather first? All right.
All right.
So Mike's going to fan these out. I am going to take Les Finger de Power, and I am going to go from
French,
my left to my right to your left. You tell me when to stop, and that'll be your question.
Stop.
Stopping right now. All right. We have.
We're playing card games. We're playing Would You Rather and What the Fuck.
So from Would You Rather, we have Would you rather blow up 100 balloons or lick 500 envelopes?
I am going to say I'd rather lick 500 envelopes. If I blow up one fucking balloon, dude, my head feels like I'm just going to pass out. Like, you ever forgot the fucking air pump for your air mattress and had to do that shit by hand?
Yes.
Like, by mouth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like my own kind of personal hell.
I've blown up a balloon before and thought that my eyes were going to pop out before the balloon expanded. Like I've sat there like, fuck, and it just.
We've all done that shit when we're a kid and like blow into a bottle and then your fucking ears are just shot.
Yeah,
it does remind me of like when you do that one scream that you're just hitting it real hard and you're holding it out, and then all of a sudden you finish and then you're like, I have to
your
keep
head
playing
just
guitar.
all the blood rushes to your head and you feel like you're gonna die.
Fuck, I gotta keep playing guitar, but I see stars.
Yeah,
100%, dude.
I can't scream, but I have sung a note long enough, to where I felt like I was gonna pass out.
Dude, a couple times when we were practicing Asphyxiate, when I would do the fucking no one hears me parts, I thought I was gonna pass out afterwards. My vision would start to go black and shit. I'm like, cool, man, I gotta drink more water.
Yeah.
This beer shit's not cutting it right now.
You get that moment where you're just like, did my eyes just shut? No? Okay. That's weird. I'm leaning backwards. Why am I leaning backwards?
But about the envelope thing. So what I'd be worried about, and this is like folklore. I forget where it came from. Maybe the Google, maybe not.
Licking envelope folklore.
Yeah. So supposedly there was some sort of like spider thing, like a spider egg, that was on an envelope and got into somebody's tongue, and then the spiders came out of the egg.
There's no way.
I'm going to tell you right now that is entirely bullshit.
Yeah, that's 100%.
There's no way that happened.
It's probably bullshit.
He got a fucking spider infestation in his stomach or some shit.
Yeah,
that's
entirely.
But the second he said envelope, I'm like, the spiders.
Dude, I did always hear when I was a kid, like, so my mom's like a real estate agent, and the person like that was the broker at the office she worked at, they had a Pepsi machine in the back, and us being like little kids, like they'd get the key out, open that shit up, give us whatever we wanted out of the Pepsi machine. Right. But she'd always make us clean the fucking like rim.
Oh yeah.
Because like somebody that she knew like had gotten a can that a rat had pissed on, and it killed them. So like every time I get a can of anything anymore, like I fucking clean the thing, even if it's beer.
Oh, I do. I do.
Rat piss killer.
So I get it. It's probably bullshit. I don't know if rat piss ever killed anybody, but
I
killed that person.
I was a home inspector, and the one thing, because like I used to hire the pest person to do like a quick run through and stuff. But they were like, if you see feces upstairs, don't go near it because raccoon shit can actually kill you. The bacteria in it.
So don't eat it.
If you breathe it in.
Touch it.
No, if you breathe it in, you're done. Yeah.
Wow.
And I went to school for that. That wasn't Google.
All that
wasn't Google. I was personal.
All that raccoon piss I was inhaling in high school.
Yeah.
Behind the zipper at the local fair.
Just huffing it off from rag.
All right, here we go. Deck number 2.
Huffing raccoon.
What the fuck?
What the fuck deck? All right. Starting from my left, your right, and we are moving now.
Hopefully it's not about the spiders or the rat.
Right there.
Right here. Would you ever consider writing to someone in jail as a pen pal?
Yeah. Probably because I got friends that are in jail.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not going to say his name because he'll probably hate me for it, but one of our buddies like just got out of like a 9-month stint, and it was all for stupid shit. He just parties too hard, wrecked his car into a fucking like river with like empty beer cans and a gun, like a hunting rifle. So it wasn't like, but regardless, they don't give a fuck what it is. They're going to put your ass in jail for a felony for that. So he did 9 months there, and he would write us. So actually, in my race trailer, I've still got a stack of his prison talks. They're fucking. It's funny, dude. Like people in prison, like when all they've got is that pen and that paper, dude, they'll write some wild shit. And like he writes it like he's texting, so he'll be like, "Hold on, I'll be right back." Like he didn't write anyway, and go.
That is amazing.
That's great.
I know people that actually do have pen pals in prison. They write to serial killers and stuff, and they get artwork and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, serial killers have a lot of fan clubs.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
Yeah. I like watching that shit, but
I guess this isn't quite the same because the dude was technically exonerated, but the West Memphis 3, you guys heard of that?
Yes.
It was like those 3 kids that like played D&D and listened to heavy metal, and like some kids like were fucking found drowned, and they blamed these kids for it. Like 25, 30 years or something, they finally exonerated him and let him out. My buddy TJ from Escape the Fate, who's one of my best friends, he's like really good buddies with one of those dudes now. Like,
oh shit,
oh wow,
they talk all the time.
Random. I will say, fun story. So like as we said earlier, we went to So What Fest.
What year did you guys go?
Just this year.
Yeah, this past one.
We played that in 17 and 19, and they were some of the best shows we played.
I gotta say, Mike Zemer, good dude. Good dude. He's awesome. He had us come and we worked in the press booth, which was fun. It was it was hot as fuck in May in Texas.
Yeah,
so
I believe it. Was it in Dallas or Houston this year?
It was Arlington.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the where the Texas Rangers used to play, in that
we did Air Hog Stadium the first year we played, and then the last time we played was in Houston at White Oak Music Hall, and awesome,
nice.
Yeah, this was like the baseball stadium. Was wide open. They had two stages, the main stage and then like a secondary metal stage. And once we went out there, it was so fucking hot. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
I was just like so excited that we could go up into the booth where the commentators commentate. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, dude, that first year we played, I fucking spent like 90% of the time in the artist lounge, like because free drinks, B, air conditioning, and like we only went outside when we had to, pretty much.
Yeah,
but it's hot. Texas is hot.
But the reason why I bring that up is I think for me, Escape the Fate was one of the sets that for me stood out. It was like, oh, cool, because we didn't get to see a lot of them,
right?
But we got to see them, and I was like, oh shit, these guys are really fucking good
they're
live.
pretty great live.
Yeah, I was their tour manager for a while back in 2015, and Matt, the vocalist of my band, was their merchandiser. So like we were all on the same bus with them for like a while, and some of those guys became like some of our best friends.
That's awesome.
And I still talk to those guys today. In fact, Craig from Escape was on Zombies, which was like one of the singles on our first record.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
and
awesome.
Actually, TJ was on a song on the first record too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so they were on like the second stage though. I figured they would have been on the main stage, but I think they played after Polyphia, and I was like,
which is crazy because now that band's a fucking headliner now, and they're selling out everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, supposedly that I don't know if you've seen the TikTok video, but their click went out, their tracks went out in the drummer's thing,
and the dude was just fucking tapping it on him.
Yeah, I think the TM was just tapping on his calf,
keeping the metronome going.
Keeping the metronome going.
I've heard that. I saw the video of that, and that's pretty fucking awesome, dude. It takes a special kind of musician to play what they do, and much more of a special type of musician to be able to do that all by feel. Because I know our drummer's a machine, but like everything is controlled by a fucking click. Like without him playing to a click, nobody's on with the backing tracks. You know what I mean? Like it all relies on that. So that's pretty impressive.
Right, of course.
Yeah. I know that feeling. That was the one thing. Like my drummer and I, we took a little bit of a hiatus from playing together, and I had played with a drummer who played exclusively to a click. I forgot what the name of the band was that he was with. It was like a rap metal band, but he was basically like, nah, dude, like give me a laptop and I'll have everything all done, and I'll hit space. And if you need our set to be 25 minutes, it'll begin and end at all the right spot. I'm like, well, let's pump the brakes there. I can give you BPMs, but after playing with him, I was like, dude, you got to play to a click, otherwise go.
It's a fucking game changer, dude. Like there's still local bands here that are like they've got talent and stuff, but like they want to go real far, but like they're just so fucking dumb because they're like, oh, I'll never fucking play to a click. Fuck all that. I'm like, well, then you're never gonna leave this town either, because like you want to be professional, and you got to do what the fucking professionals do, which is play to a fucking click. You know.
Well, I will say, this guy, his drummer sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. I think
we rehearse with a click all the time, and then he will occasionally use one to start songs.
Okay.
Well, and it totally depends on like what the style of music and shit too. You know what I mean? Like, but like for a band like mine, I mean, there's just a huge controversy with Falling in Reverse, like not being able to play a show because their laptop went missing, and everyone's like, oh, you can't fucking do it, blah blah blah. I'm like, you guys don't realize what you're even talking about. Like, I think Ronnie even tweeted like he had like a whole orchestra, and he tweeted at some guy and was like, oh, I hired all these people to take care of the 2-second part in this one fucking song. So play with a fucking laptop, you know. When you have that much, when you have samples and shit like that, and I mean, it's a fucking game changer, dude. Being able to add harmonies in there like real subtly, like where people don't realize that it's on a track, but like it fills the sound. Like it's a fucking game changer.
I will say,
I'll never play. Like, dude, last night we were at the track and there was a live band, and my buddy Berto like knows some of my songs, and he hopped up there. You know, we're all drinking and shit, so he hopped up on the drums. He's doing like little drum solos and shit, and I start hearing people from all over like yell my name, like, "Hey, you come up here and play." I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it, dude. Like, I don't play. I don't play unless I've got my laptop. To be honest,
but I will say, like, there's a bit of a difference. There's a bit of a disparity to where Falling in Reverse, where your livelihood kind of depends on you having a laptop that works for your sets,
right?
Versus like us who play, you know, we play, but dude's livelihood is based on a laptop. Get yourself a backup.
Dude, 100%.
Get yourself a backup.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago, man. I saw We Came as Romans once where they had forgotten their MacBook at a stop the day before, and they still went for it, and it was fucking terrible, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible. It's like, and for us, dude, like we've had some things like the way my rig is set up, like, you know, we're idiots for running Pro Tools live because Pro Tools can crash and it's like kind of finicky and stuff. Like a lot of people use other DAWs for that. Logic, Ableton Live, any of that stuff, even fucking Reaper. Like, but like we're still using Pro Tools. I figured out how to make it like work pretty flawlessly now. But like I remember back on the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus tour, like we had our laptop freeze like 4 times, like in 4 consecutive songs, and it was fucking embarrassing as fuck. Like, because we have a shitload of stuff in our tracks, you know, like all of the soundscapes and everything. So the last song, I was just like, the last song was Zombies, and I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna go for it, right? Like we don't want this to freeze again. Let's just go for it. Well, what I forgot is that in Pro Tools, like I play with an Axe Effects, and my Axe, like I don't ever change the tuning of my guitar itself. All of my tuning changes happen with a pitch block inside of my Axe Effects, and all of those are controlled through MIDI through Pro Tools. So like when a song starts, it passes this fucking parameter change, and then my guitar changes tunings, and like, or like even when it goes from like a lead line to like back to the rhythm distortion, all of that's controlled with my Axe Effects and MIDI. Wow. So like I didn't fucking think about it in the 2 seconds that we decided not to use the laptop, and we started this song, and all the guitars and the bass were in totally different fucking tunings, and it was it was a shit show, dude. I was so embarrassed. I mean, it was a sold out show. Like it was such a clusterfuck. I was so embarrassed when I left there and so mad that I didn't even load my shit off stage. Like my band knows, like if I'm in a fucking mood, leave me alone. And so I fucking left. I left. And I'm walking around, and I see this tattoo shop, dude, and I fucking go in there, and I get this fuck Pro Tools tattoo.
That's amazing.
That's great.
That's amazing.
That's great.
What year did you go on tour with Red Jumpsuit?
Red Jumpsuit and Alisana was 2019. So I think it was April of 2019. So we finished that tour, and then we had like 2 days off, and then we played So What after that. During that break, we got a fucking private tour of NASA, which was fucking sick.
Dude, that's sweet. Awesome.
It was fucking
That's
awesome.
Sweet. You didn't play the no, that was the year after, I think, because you didn't play with Red Jumpsuit and Rivals, right?
No, I was not on that one.
Okay.
No.
I think
they were actually before. I think they went out with them before we did.
I think that was the year before. So,
but no, those guys are awesome, dude. I was actually just hanging out with John from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus down in Vegas last week. That whole festival was supposed to happen. I was one of the fucking unlucky few that had a day 1 ticket, so we went down there and wasted our fucking time. And I'm still furious about it. I can't even go on Instagram without like just being pissed off about all these people having a great time at a show that I paid money to go to and then didn't get to go.
I gotta say, like, there were bands that only played like 4 or 5 songs. Like I Prevail, I think they played like 5 songs.
No way, dude. They were a headliner on that stage. They had to play at least.
Nope. Really? They were not a headliner. No, they were early. They were early on it.
Day 1, they were the last time slot on one of the stages.
Day 2, they played 5 songs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I get it. Like I've been in the fucking industry for so long. I understand the logistical side of that, and like, we don't want stages collapsing. We don't want anyone dying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they should have had a fucking contingency day. Like, okay, everyone from Saturday, you're gonna watch the show on Monday now. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like back to the sports thing, like Nitro World Games, which is basically the equivalent of X Games, like they had a fucking weather delay because of wind as well in Sydney, but their Saturday and their Sunday shows got canceled, and they had a contingency day for Monday where they did all the events on Monday, and all the tickets were good for Monday. Like we should have had something like that instead of the one original day. The one original day that was proposed, like this festival was only supposed to be one day. Anybody that is smart enough to get a ticket before it sold out, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I was just so frustrated with it, dude, because all my buddies were having this anyway. John from Red Jumpsuit felt bad, and like anytime we're around each other, we always make sure we get to see each other. But he came down to Fremont, and we sang a bunch of emo songs down in Fremont, like fucking. drinking whiskey at 2 a.m, just jamming down there. So it was
Vegas is where to go, man.
That's my favorite
100%,
spot.
dude. The strip blows.
Yeah,
my favorite spot.
Yeah, fucking A, man. Yeah, I mean, like, even like Silverstein, I think that we've had like a couple of those guys on, and like even Josh, we just had him on again, and we were like, all right, so you're going out on this co-headline tour. You've got 20 years of songs. How do you make 15? How do you make 15? They did like 6 or 7.
Dude, but
it's like,
they were probably their best 6 or 7 songs. Like, it would have been fucking awesome anyway, Like,
yeah.
I will say though that, like, there was some pop-up shows that happened, like Red Jumpsuit and
yes, yeah, I saw
a bunch
that.
of people did some. Yeah, a bunch of people did.
So like,
shows,
it got canceled. John calls me and was like, dude, like, it got canceled. He's like, but we're gonna play this pop-up show. We haven't posted it yet. We're gonna play this pop-up show at the Strat, so come through. And so we make a plan to, and the show is supposed to start at 4. Well, they tweet it. There's 80,000 emo kids that got nothing to do other than try to get to these pop-up shows.
Right.
So, like, by 2:30, the cops showed up and shut the whole thing down because there was like 10,000 people trying to get into this little like cafe that they're going to play at inside this casino. So we walk up. Luckily, I had some friends that had you had to have a room key to get into the hotel. Luckily, we had some friends staying there, so we were able to get in. So we were able to see some of the show. But like, there was so many people in there, dude. I could not even see the musicians on the stage. I could only hear them. All I could see was a sea of people. It was fucking.
That's crazy. And that was a pretty good bill too. That wasn't just Red Jumpsuit. They had
Red Jumpsuit, Hawthorne Heights, Armor for Sleep, and it was pretty dope.
That's right. Yeah, Armor for Sleep. Yeah. Like, they just got back together too. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome.
And then I know that All American Rejects did one too, and people waited 8 fucking hours to get into that show.
Wow,
damn,
that's crazy. I had friends there, and they actually enjoyed the night before. They did like
they did a bunch of
Strange 90s.
Yeah,
Strange
yeah,
90s.
And I was like, fuck it, I'll just see them tomorrow. And so of course we missed all of them.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, that was like a story of the year, and
and Sleeping with Sirens and a bunch of
Sleeping with Sirens, yeah.
The one saving grace I do have though is that we went and saw A Day to Remember and the Used with Movements like the Friday before we left for Vegas, and that was the dopest show I've been to since my days on Warped Tour. To be honest,
nice.
It was so much fucking fun. So at least we got to see that.
I have this issue with Day to Remember where I see them and then they put out this new single like a week later, and then they start playing it live. And it's always like the dopest single that they put out. Like, so the first one was Resentment, and I was like,
that single is fucking great.
Like 3 days ago. Now you put it in your set, and now Miracle, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I love that they're going back to that, because like when they were doing that shit with Marshmello and stuff, like I just wasn't about that. Like, Miracle and Resentment are both fucking awesome songs.
Well, the way he wrote that record was really interesting, because he basically just like went out to LA for a month and had writing sessions like planned out, like 2 or 3 writing sessions a day with different people, and just writing shit and seeing what would vibe. Awesome. And if they got into a room and they were like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes into it, they were like, all right, dude, this is not going to work. Out you go.
All right.
Well, Miracle I liked because Jeremy writes a lot of stuff for Wage War. Like that's kind of like his project. Like all the shit that's too heavy for A Day to Remember, he kind of just sifts over there. And so like it was nice on Miracle to like hear some of the shit that probably like was just on the cusp of being like too heavy, but like they stuck with it. I love that there's like a double breakdown, like in the breakdown of fucking.
Oh yes,
and it's sick as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, Wage War.
They were incredible live too.
Yeah. We
those guys are awesome. I've seen them a bunch of times. They're really good.
I actually have a guitar tuned to Wage War tuning,
which is like fun. What, like fucking G or something.
F sharp. F sharp. But it's a Strat. It's a 22 fret Strat. So it's like F sharp, so on, and it's just
all
let him play
every fucking string.
Yeah, and he picked it up for the first time. He's like, "What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is happening?"
Dude, so after that Red Jumpsuit tour, like I think it was like the day after it ended. I think it was the day before we went to NASA. My buddy Lee McKinney from Born with Cyrus lives in Dallas, and we had just played Trees, and like I hit him up on our day off, and it was his birthday, so we all met up and went back to Trees to watch Pliny and Mestis, which is Javier from Animals' Leaders, and like we were hanging out drinking with whiskey with Javier, and that dude's got he's got like I think it's an 8-string Strat that he plays. It's the only one that exists in the world, but it's fucking dope. It's baller, super sick. Yeah, 8-string Strat.
8-string Strat. I actually over there. Yeah. I'm building my my baritone Strat because baritones are.
I play a Telly body style. For my guitars, I love it, but I do have one custom one. I wish I had it in here. My 7-string is like pretty dope. I was doing these real estate classes, and my my instructor, like, we got on the subject of music, and turns out the dude builds guitars, and so he fucking built me like my custom like signature model or whatever.
Nice.
It's like it's a Washburn Idol Series body with a Schecter like neck or like headstock, but ebony fretboard. It's like walnut. It's neck through, and then it's got a Buckeye burl top, and I fucking love the thing, dude. It's my favorite. Awesome. 7-string as well.
I wrote a bunch of stuff in my on my 7-string, and then I ended up getting a PRS baritone. And
nice.
For a while, like I was just doing the 7-string, and then like this past show that I did, I was like, fuck it, I need a backup for my 7, so might as well just tune the baritone to that, because I was just putting my baritone in like just balls fucking low tuning just because I can.
I'm a bass.
Yeah, dude. We have a new song that's not a part of this stuff that's coming out now. It's gonna probably be the single for the next record that we did in drop F. Maybe it's F sharp, but it's actually like it's a pop song that's tuned that low. Like, I mean, it's not full pop. Right. It's still us, but like you'd never know, dude. I mean, the guitar and the bass are in the same tuning, so like in the same octave. It's pretty gnarly.
Right.
But that's what Issues does, and like it leaves so much fucking room for Tyler's vocal, or did, I guess. Maybe it's too soon. I don't know, but it left so much room for his vocals back in the day, because everything was dropped so much lower, and there's all this headspace for vocals, and I love that approach. Instead of trying to fit everything in the same sonic space, like drop everything in octave and leave the
drop it all in octave and let him do his like fucking R&B stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I dropped I tuned up my baritone to do my 7-string stuff, and I just love the feel of it. And I was like, I am gonna sell my 7, and I'm just gonna convert a telly into a baritone.
Yeah, I want a baritone. I definitely want a baritone. I've never been able to get down. Let's build one. I've never been able to get down with a 7-string. I don't know. I'm not good enough.
Dude, I love it. I love my 7-string so much. Like, I don't fucking shred by any means at all. Like, I'm more of a rhythm player than anything, but like, I fucking love
choir,
my 7-string, dude. Yeah, it's great.
Yo, man, you do something in which one of the singles is it? I'm trying to remember now which song it is. Shit. I think it's.
Is it Asphyxiate?
No, it's Parasite. It isn't Parasite, because it's the breakdown or the bridge in Parasite. And it's the simplest. It's not the simplest thing, but it's like it's not anything crazy. It's just more rhythmic. But you go into that bridge, and you're doing like the high bends.
Yeah.
Right. And then you drop down and do the low bends, which is unusual. And when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, what a great move that was!"
Because dude, it's super weird, because like it's like a bar chord on 4, like the da 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 da, and then it's just a regular octave chord, and then the root note stays the same. We just change where we do the bends at, like drop it up to the third.
But doing it up high and then dropping it down low is just, I haven't heard that. You know what I mean? Like, you expect certain things when you listen to any kind of genre. You expect a certain style or framework of the way things are going to be approached, right?
Totally.
And even when you hear something that just slightly kind of pulls you out of that for a second, it's so noticeable and it's so cool. Just that, like, I went back and listened to that part a couple more times because I was like, fuck yeah, what a cool, like a cool idea.
I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. I think that's why I say, like, you know, if people haven't heard us before, like, and they're trying to check out these new songs, like that would be the first one I send people to, because it's like, it's got that unique breakdown. It's got that like wow factor.
Yeah. Well, the video's great.
It's also more singing than screaming in a lot of it, which is
it's still the heaviest song we've really ever done, though. Like, you know, like my vocals on that, like I've never really done vocals like that before, where it's like it's a very plot and you type style like Landon does. But yeah, no, I mean, when I heard it back the first time, I like got goosebumps because I was like, "Fuck, was that me, dude?" That sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Fucking A. Well,
but yeah, that definitely popped out at me. So
yeah.
So that's awesome. Now that we're talking about guitars, I wanted to mention it.
So yeah, dude,
I'll probably steal that idea for something.
All right, I like it.
He only goes down to C sharp, so
yeah.
Dude, my guitar stays in drop D flat all the time. All, like I said, all the tuning changes are all through my Axe-Fx, like all the way down to. I think that I drop it down as low as B from there, but then when we go to our songs that are like an A sharp, I use my 7-string, and then I just leave it and drop A, and then pitch block it up one semitone to make it higher, instead of like putting all that extra tension on my strings. You know,
I can do that now because I have the quad Cortex. I just got the quad Cortex.
Oh, dude, those are sick.
And those are sick. I can reliably and realistically drop tune in the Cortex. I had a Helix before that, and it wasn't
There's
quite
not enough
as
DSP in it.
Yeah, it just wasn't strong enough.
I never liked the Line 6 shit, dude, but that neural stuff is like, it fucking sounds insane. Like if I didn't, I'll probably leave my live setup what it is because it's already set up and it works. But like if I was gonna buy something new, I did just get this fucking amp that Mesa sent me that's a Badlander, which is dope because like it's, you know how tube amps, like you have to have a load on them through a speaker or whatever, or like it fucks up the tubes. This one's not like that, dude. You can just go direct in with it. I don't have to play it through the cab, and it has amp impulse responses or like cab impulse responses built in, like with the knob on the back that I can roll through like 8 of their cabs.
Oh shit!
I can also plug it in with the USB to my computer and like change those cab impulse responses to whatever I want.
I remember I had an amp.
It's baller as shit. But if I didn't have that stuff and I wasn't playing my Axe-Fx, I would be buying a quad Cortex for sure.
I actually had an amp that they were like, shit, what was the name of it? Oh, it was a Black Star. It was a Black Star, and they said that they had the red box on the back of it, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna go DI and I'm gonna record, and it's gonna be fucking great. And it sounded like dog shit.
I had that Marshall.
Absolute dog shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We played with
Marshall
that too.
That I brought.
This one sounds fucking baller, dude. Like if you want to check it out, it's the Badlander. I've got the 100-watt version, but it has a switch to go from 50 and 25 watt. Right. But Ola Englund does a fucking review on it, like on YouTube, and it's sick. It's like you know how like a dual rec, like to make it sound fucking awesome, you like put a tube screamer before it and like a noise suppressor. This is like all of that is built into the chain already, so like you just go straight in, and it's the gnarliest shit you've heard. It's like meant for fucking metal. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Before we go, now that we're on amps now, what's your favorite amp that you've ever owned?
Ooh,
honestly, I think this Badlander, dude. It's fucking, it's that sick. Like, yeah, I've had a triple rect, a dual rect. I used to play this like Bogner made Line 6 thing, like where I had all the digitability of Line 6. But
he had one of those. He had one of those.
And it was dope at the time.
It was great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
except for that plastic input jack. That plastic input jack sucked ass.
Back when we played half stacks and shit, I fucking was trying to pull mine into a venue once. The whole thing toppled over and the jack snapped off in there. Yeah, and I was like so devastated, and luckily we found like some old school amp guy that was able to fix it the next day for like $30.
Yeah, nice.
But,
holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like traditional tube amps go, this Badlander is definitely the dopest thing I've ever fucking owned.
Wow, nice.
I have this random like little 112 or 110 trainer amp that I got.
Dude,
with
trainers are sick.
Yeah, I would never play it for my style of music, but like, throw a fucking reverb and delay on that shit and play a Strat through it. It sounds amazing.
They are sick amps.
Awesome.
I love the sound of a 112.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you plug a head into a 112, I love the focused sound of it.
Yeah. I've been I always played a Mesa oversized before, and then when we got this Mesa deal, they sent me this head and a 212, and I've been running my 412 and 212 together, but miking the 212 like just for stage volume, really, because in reality, most of the time I don't even use cabs. I just go direct in through my Axis effects. But I've been miking the 212, dude, and it's like it still sounds oomphy because I got the 412 underneath it, but like it's tight as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being the 212, it's awesome.
I learned that when I had a triple rec. We were recording in the studio, and the producer was like, I had my 412, and the producer was just like, dude, you just relax with that and just plug into and he had a Mesa 112 speaker, and I plugged into it, and I was like, oh, that sounds way better.
It's just cleaner, dude. You don't have all that fucking overtones and all the fucking boominess,
air and the
Dude, my favorite amp I've ever owned, and I've owned I owned a '67 Bassman. I owned a Marshall 800 from like '87. Like I found all these amps because I was chasing Mike Ness from Social Distortion's guitar tone.
Gotcha.
That's who I wanted. But my favorite amp I've ever owned is it's a Mesa Boogie. It was a combo. It was called a Rocket 440, and it was a 410 combo that was just the most badass sounding. It's like the only amp that I truly regret selling, and like I don't have any amps anymore because I'm all just direct.
Well, let me know if you need a lead on that, dude. I'll hit my Mesa guy up. He probably has one in a warehouse somewhere.
Because they don't even make those, I don't think, anymore. But
no.
Yeah, let me know.
They also don't make.
Let me know. I'm not.
What they also don't make, which is fucking weird, is they don't make an 810 bass cab anymore.
Is that weird though? Is that weird though?
No, that was their thing though.
I mean, Ampeg still does, right? Like Ampeg makes the 810.
Yeah, that's true. But how many band members have rolled their eyes? How many band members have rolled their eyes at their first time bass player rolling that son of a bitch into a rehearsal?
Oh, every time.
I saw this meme that was like, name a better duo, I'll wait, and it's like an 810 cab and a flight of stairs.
I do remember the first time I saw that was when we played with Trust Company, and their bass player had it, and I was like, ooh, that's really awesome and really sounds awesome and great. And then I was like, oh, you got to carry that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's why I'm such an advocate of just not using cabs at all anymore. Like, just go fucking direct in.
There's no need.
We live in a world where we just don't need them. It's like excess shit you got to mix. Like, let me just give you my fucking give you this XLR tail, put it in your board, and it's gonna sound perfect right away.
We've never sounded better than when we all decided to go digital and go direct. We've never sounded better as a band. I've never I spent years never hearing my guitar ever because I sing and play guitar. So my amp was always off to the outside of my bass player, and I was in the middle, and so I never heard anything because no one's ever given.
I love how you say, I never heard my guitar.
Right.
I've never heard my guitar or my vocals.
Well, yeah.
Until I went digital.
Monitor mixes are the hardest things, dude. It will make I can be like, hey, how did that sound? To someone that is not biased and is gonna give me their honest opinion, and they'll be like, that sounded great. And I'll be like, it sounded like fucking dog shit to me because I couldn't hear anything on stage.
Exactly.
It's 100% about the monitor mix for me, man. So
and then I bring my little 10. I bring my little 10 monitor, set it on stage next to the vocal monitor. He's like, do you want any guitar in your monitor? I'm like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Plug my guitar into that. I've got it.
We started using in-ears, dude, and not, if you don't have all that fucking volume on, I like having a cab on stage for stage volume if the monitor mixes suck, but if you can just remove all of that shit, go direct in and use in-ears and get your own mix exactly how you want it, maybe it sounds like shit out there after that, but it sounds good to you.
Right, if it sounds good to you, you're going to put on a good show.
All that matters.
Exactly.
Fucking A. Well, we have taken up a lot of your time.
So much of your time.
And we really do appreciate it, dude. Like, this has been a lot of fun, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us.
Hell yeah, man. It's been great. You guys got me started on the Evans, so I kind of forgot about the time.
Nice. We did too. We tend to do that.
It happens. It happens. But before we sign off here, I want you to let everybody know where to find everything Alive in Barcelona, everything what's going on. Again, this comes out.
Flatline is out now. Flatline is out now for everyone that's listening to this.
Yes, Flatline is out now. It is available on all music platforms, anywhere that you get music. Stream it wherever you can. Like, you buy it on fucking iTunes, whatever you want to do, just listen to the shit. I don't even care if you pirate it. Like, I don't think uTorrent's a thing anymore, but you can do that if you want.
If you want to like get viruses and stuff, that's totally cool.
Yeah, it might be a porn video you're downloading. I can't promise that it's going to be our music.
Either way, you win.
But you know what? If their music's behind it, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
100%, dude. Like, I'll have a girl spread eagle behind Parasite. Like, it's all good.
There you go.
Maybe we cut that from the show. I'm just kidding. I mean, anywhere you can listen to music, listen to Flatline, listen to our old stuff too. You can find us on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter. Just check out our website, aliveinbarcelona.com. Buy some merch. We got some new stuff up for Parasite and for Asphyxiate, and we'll have another new one out for Decay. I'm probably going to put that out tomorrow, actually. So, it'll be past
tomorrow, but it'll be out.
It'll be out.
Yeah,
check it out.
Anywhere you can find music, man, and anywhere. I mean, Dr. Google. Just fucking look it up.
Nice. We'll also, like I said before, we'll have links down below. I will say, if you go to their website, do not try to use that MySpace link. It doesn't go anywhere.
Is there a MySpace link?
I knew you didn't know.
I have it in the notes here. He's like, do you know you still have a MySpace link?
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Dude, when we first started, we were a MySpace band. I fucking remember that shit, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were like one of those guys that was like, fuck Facebook, it'll die off.
Right.
Yeah.
Little did we know Justin Timberlake was going to buy all of our fucking MySpaces and just delete that shit.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I saw the link and I tried to go to it and it doesn't go anywhere. So if you're looking for the MySpace page, it's not there.
Yeah, sorry guys.
All the other ones, all the other work. Thank you for
also,
hanging
like,
out.
all of us in the band, like, we fucking love interacting with our fans. So, like, send us a direct message, dude. Let's strike up a conversation. Let's hang out. So,
nice.
Yeah, we're very personable people and we like to be social.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. We had a stinker of an episode a couple of weeks ago. So,
did you?
Yeah, it's unusable. It's unusable. So, the fact that, and that was like the first one in like 140.
Man, not everybody's gonna like us,
but you are a personable person, and I like that, and that's pretty awesome. And it made for a great episode, great long episode.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I mean, dude, that's how I roll. Like, I want to be able to go to a show and like have some random person say hi, and I want to be able to have a conversation with them. Like, I'll talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about, man.
Unless they wear tap out gear, then just stay away.
What about Affliction or Ed Hardy?
Affliction?
Yeah, fuck that. They can suck a dick.
Oh man, we got a story when we go off.
They can get back in their fucking F-150 like lifted truck.
That's parked in two spots for some reason.
Yeah. Fucking idiots.
I hate that. Even sedans. I just dealt with a sedan.
But you know what? We want to leave on a positive note. So the music's awesome. The band is awesome. And we had a great time. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Jesse, for being here and being a part of this.
Yes.
And everyone, remember throughout your day, every morning when you get up, every day during the day, anytime during the day when you start to feel a little bit down, just think of that thing that makes it a little bit better for you. Think of that thing that could be a topping to your day. Could be a side to your day.
Could be a main course.
Could be the main course to your day. And always ask yourself the most important question. Do you remember the question? No one ever remembers the question.
Is bacon a side, a main course, or a topping?
Not that question.
Not that question.
Close. But it would be a very personal thing. Like, what's your
bacon?
What is it in your life? What's your bacon? And we're back.
No, I have to clap first.
And we're back. And we're back.
Yes.
That wasn't rehearsed at all. Nothing
You can tell.
Nothing.
You can tell.
You can, yeah.
You can absolutely
It's pretty
tell.
obvious. If it was, then sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not an actor.
Dude, Jesse was awesome. Hopefully, we got to learn a little bit about him after the episode. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys saw the episode. We continued to talk.
For a while.
And
maybe we'll add the rest of that. Were we still recording when that was happening?
Yes, we were.
So if you're a patron on the patreon.com/bacon is my podcast,
yes,
we'll throw the extra up there too. So it'll be an extra long thing. So that is on there for anybody that wants to jump on and check that out as well.
But yeah, it was really cool to learn that he is also a manager of bands, and it's like, oh, cool. You want to try
and he used to tour manage bands,
and he wants to throw this out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, Jesse's super cool guy. Definitely go listen to the new record. I enjoy their music. Yeah. What else can I say?
I really dug it.
We listen to a lot of bands. We listen to a lot of artists and stuff. And I know that you can be a little bit ear tired to the some of the post-hardcore metal rock stuff.
I can definitely. I'm a much harsher critic than you on those.
Yeah, that's just like my wheelhouse. I enjoy it. But
you gotta give me something for me to stick with you.
And the fact that he was citing parts of songs, I was like, oh, he does like them.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Sure. I like. It was a hard read for me because we learn about these guys, we research on our own, and I have my opinion. He has his opinion, and mid episode he was talking about, oh, well, when you do this and this, and I was like, oh, he did like that. Okay.
There are definitely times where I've come in here and I've been like, that song is terrible. I really hope that they're cool.
Yeah.
And that's happened. I'll be straight up with you. And it's not that the song is terrible. It's that, in my opinion, I like or dislike things. And you gotta give me something to latch onto. If you're in a genre, if you're in a genre that I hear a lot of, you gotta give me something to latch onto. And they definitely did. I really dug it. I like their music. I like their sound. I like their tones. I liked him as a person. I like his approach. Just very cool. I was very into it.
Yeah. So we're gonna end this episode. Let's end this.
Where do they find you?
Me, personally, at me, my own self. Mike, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My band, Something Heavy. We've got our new single out, Learning, finally. And you can catch us on all the streaming platforms, as we talked about before.
Yes,
indeed. Even Deezer. Do you have Deezer? If anybody has Deezer, okay. Okay.
Who has
Contest
Deezer?
time.
Yeah.
Contest time. If you have Deezer, we're going to send you something from Manscaped.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have Deezer, I want to see your last bill.
Your last bill?
No, not the bill, but
a screenshot.
Screenshot. Yeah, exactly. Like a screenshot that you paid for Deezer. Yeah. If you paid for Deezer,
I want to see your credit card information.
I want to see your credit card. No, the screenshot of being paid for Deezer.
Social security number.
Yeah. Blood of your firstborn.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So at Something Heavy Music.
Yes.
And also,
you can find me.
Wait, but
no. We're gonna do us. We're gonna do us last.
Okay.
So that
go for
people
it.
remember the first and last.
Oh, okay.
Right. So we're gonna do us last.
Okay.
So that we're the final flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bacon's the final flavor in the mouth.
Yeah, no. Fine.
Right, so right now, a little strange taste. CravenStrange.net. You can find me and my band. CravenStrange.net. All our socials are on that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find me at Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. Check us out there. Now, Bacon is My Podcast. You can find at baconismypodcast.com, where you can find links to not only all of our sponsors as well as promo codes, etc., 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 but you can also find all our episodes. You can find Bacon is My Fashion, where you can check out our swag and you can buy a t-shirt or something and show your love. Show your bacon love. That's the best way to find other bacon lovers in the wild. Mm-hmm. You know, if you see each other, if you see someone else in a Bacon is My Podcast shirt, take pictures of yourselves and please hashtag What's Your Bacon and send us a picture and we'll put it up on the site. You can also find our collective music under the moniker Bacon is My Passion.
Passion.
You can check that out. You can find it at baconismypodcast.com, or you can find us on all the streaming sites as well. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Like we said before, we do have a Patreon, so check that out for extra episodes. Watch us eat terrible things. Watch us cook delicious things. Watch extended episodes of this very podcast, ad-free, and,
sometimes extended.
Sometimes longer.
Way longer.
Sometimes way longer. Check it out. Have conversations with us on there. We'll do things from time to time. We'll do live events from time to time.
Live streams.
Things like that.
Yes.
So definitely check that out. Stick with us. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of us. We do appreciate you very much. Stay in the conversation with hashtag What's Your Bacon, hashtag Bacon is My Pod, or hashtag Bacon is My Podcast. Any one of those. Send us what you like. Send us what you don't like. If you checked us out on Strangerhood TV, which is our YouTube channel, and you're watching us right now, let us know what you think of the new logo, which is behind us right now.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Let us
we got
know
the
if you
logo
like it.
stuff now. It's pretty sweet.
Let us know what you think of that. Let us know what you think of the show.
There's going to be new. There's going to be changing of the stuff. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
We're empty.
We're empty.
Completely empty.
But we have the
power to have a second camera.
There's potential to have
we
that.
We can have another camera
happen. Then we just went to black screen. But we could go to other things, and you never know when that's going to happen. You never know when that's going to happen. So stick with us. Thank you, and remember to ask yourself every day.
One super important question: what's your
bacon?
Bacon.
World peace.